I've just stopped the video because I've noticed something that we do need to address because I haven't looked at these YouTube analytics in a while. Now, you can see the huge spikes. I want to explain that a little bit more. Huge spikes in engagement, following is usually a telltale sign that somebody is purchasing them. TikTok's being gamed and everybody knows it, right? Like, this may have happened to you. It may have happened to somebody you know. There might have been a creator you followed and their content wasn't, it didn't go against the community guidelines, right? But yet they pissed the wrong people off and their account went down and it never come back. Like, there are Christian creators on TikTok who make Christian content, it's not offensive, who have lost their accounts due to atheists not being happy with the things they've put out. Like, this is literally cancel culture. TikTok allows cancel culture on their app. Now, people wonder how this happens and why it happens. Now, the fact of the matter is, and this is going to annoy some people, but TikTok is Chinese owned. We are seeing very much a cultural thing here. TikTok, the Chinese people that are the moderators at TikTok, they very much bow down to peer pressure. So if they get thousands of people reporting one account, it doesn't matter if it's bots, right? To them, there's 1,000 people reporting this account. Oh, we're going to take it down. Not safety. With Dinesh John the Sherv and thatdaneshguy on TikTok, I know he's got a program that sends out mass emails, mass reviews, mass comments as well. You could download a free one from GitHub with the comments, and that's the fake engagement I believe he has. But I spoke to a programmer back when I started Few Junkie years ago, and I never ended up making this video. And basically, he bombed my email address with just nasty comments because I wanted to see if it was doable. And sure enough, it was. And it cost me like $50 to get him to send me hundreds of nasty emails. And I was going to use it in the video, and I never did. Now, he said he was going to sell me the program for a couple $100. He said, I'll sell it to you if you want. I didn't end up buying it, but he told me how it worked. He said you can basically make shit tons of email addresses. Now, with Google and iCloud ones, you have to actually make them individually. But he said there's these other like email fucking companies or whatever, GMX or whatever the fuck they are. And you've probably seen this in your spam when you get spam email and it's like this weird email address you've never heard of before. They make them in minutes. You can make hundreds in minutes. Now, what you can do is you can fucking do, in this program, you can make hundreds, maybe even thousands of email addresses, and they'll just generically make the start of it, like John fucking 629 fucking dash, at whatever. Make all those email addresses. Then you can go and write in and log it into the program responses. So when he got his TikTok accounts back, I have no doubt that this man has probably got hundreds, maybe even 1,000 different, bring Dinesh back, we want Dinesh back. And he's spammed TikTok with it to bring it back. And sure enough, there would have been some of his supporters that emailed them as well. But I believe it's him behind it. And I do believe it's him behind a lot of the negative business reviews people are getting too, because I spoke to this program. He said, yeah, you can always get around the security systems that stop programs that are intended to stop programs like this, but they don't. He said you can actually get around them. So a lot of the business reviews, we know that the sex bots are coming from Dinesh. So these are these fake accounts that, are fucking basically, he's a sexual deviant. This man's a sexual predator. He's got sex bots that he bombs people's accounts with. Saying nasty shit, and they got fucking naked pictures of chicks on them and shit. That's all coming from him. And I've been watching this TikTok dude from Singapore, and the fucking politicians are so stupid. It really was just a song and dance. It really was. Like, it was a distraction from something. They never had any intention on bringing down TikTok, but he's asking if TikTok's different in China. you know? And he's like, well, they don't have TikTok. They've got something else. But the reality is TikTok is the way it is in the United States because that's what you want. That's the truth. Again, it's a cultural thing there. Like, this is the content. People are clearly not happy and they gravitate towards negative content. So TikTok really is feeding you what you want. But the problem here is TikTok, I think the moderation needs to be outsourced to another country because, again, it's a cultural thing where they bow down to peer pressure. So yeah, you can go and get this program yourself. If your account's gone down, go and get this program and fucking write 1,000 emails in there demanding your account to come back, and I guarantee it's going to come back. That's just how it works. Now, we know that there's these cyberstalking groups that are operating on TikTok because there's really no other place they can operate. They can't do it on YouTube because YouTube, the moderation there is solid. They'll get rid of them. You know, Instagram, it's a little bit harder, but they do still operate on there. But TikTok's really designed. That's the biggest flaw with TikTok, is it's really caters to these people. You know, with the stitching of someone's video and stuff like that, and they get the notifications. Like, you really are they've really set it up for this sort of online interaction with people. And I think that's really the saddest part about it. You know, nobody is safe on TikTok. It really is designed for grifters. Like, pretty much everyone you see on there, well, from this part of it, you know, pretending to be a child advocate, is just some unemployed drug addict looking for donations, claiming they've got a charity and they don't. You know, we see this time and time again, and they're getting very, very desperate. And a lot of the people I was working with expose these people as being behind a lot of the nasty troll accounts that pushed a woman to take her own life. They've, you know, weaponized child protective services against people, but yet they claim to be for the children, you know. So if you're for the children, why are you intentionally trying to damage the parent so the child can actually see that? Why are you trying to get the child taken off the parent and put into foster care? Why are you doing that? I thought you were for the children. You know, and the same creators, and I know about it, have contacted very large creators from TikTok. I do know who they are, saying that, you know, they don't support the kids, like putting pressure on them. And it's like, they don't know. That's not the content they make. Like, I don't advocate for children. I make YouTube content. Like, that. This is not a child advocate fucking channel here. Sure, like, I don't want to see kids get harmed and stuff. I hate predators. And most of you are predators. Most of you are child fucking predators. But I'm not advocating for children. I'm not a victim's advocate at all. I'm not a victim's advocate for Dinesh's victims. And he's got thousands. I'm not advocating for them. I'm just trying to tell the stories. You know? That's a lot of... And the reason I do keep that separation is that is a lot of fucking pressure to put on one person, you know, to advocate for victims. And I think most people that take up that title, I think, are fraudulent. I really do. You know, I've never once claimed to be a victim's advocate. All I'm trying to do is tell the story so that these people can hopefully be held accountable at some point. Because that's what I really want to see. I don't want to see these people skirt around justice. Because that's all they did during the pandemic. And I know, like, the government was really... I mean, look, let's be honest, they were snowed in with everything that was happening. These people got away with it. But they only get away with it for so long. You know what I mean? Before it catches up to them. And I do believe we are seeing that with the court case now with Dinesh. And I do believe more people are going to get roped in. But it's really important to understand that Dinesh is a total fraud. Go and look at his YouTube channel. It's been stuck at 50K for, oh God, at least 6 months. Like, he was boosting it, like paying for followers, paying for views. That's not really how YouTube works. Like, your videos will slowly over time, you know, get more views. It's not like TikTok where they just die. You know, you make a video like a couple of years ago and it's dead. YouTube, sometimes they don't trend for years. So you will get like even my first views, my first videos, like when I had my account, Fear Junkie, that were 2 years, that were 2 years old, they would still get views every week. There'd be a couple of views going on there, you know, and I'd gain a little bit more subscribers here and there, you know, just trickle in. But he hasn't gained fucking really any subscribers for 6 months, you know, because he's been buying them. He's been buying his views. And that's a real telltale sign that this man is a fucking fraud. I've just stopped the video because I've noticed something that we do need to address, because I haven't looked at his YouTube analytics in a while. Now, you can see the huge spikes. I want to explain that a little bit more. Huge spikes in engagement, following, is usually a telltale sign that somebody is purchasing them. Now, there's these dodgy people that you go and pay, and what they do is they'll boost your views and your following. And the reason they offset it like that is if you just went and bought views, YouTube's going to know. The algorithm will pick up on it, and you could get a huge violation. They'll take your account. So they mask it by offsetting it with by offsetting it with views. So they need to match it. Now, in January this year, 2024, depending on when you watch this video, he's deleted the campaign. And you can tell because he's deleted a video and he's lost, it looks like close to 5 million views he's lost. So whatever video he posted and was promoting, he's deleted it, losing the views. And you can see with the subscribers are just gone, they've dropped off too because the video's gone. Now, you don't really post one video and go viral like that with subscribers. You know, it's usually like, and I did show it in previous videos, I don't have the analytics anymore, but you could see with my channel, it was like a steady up curve, a steady trending curve of subscribers. You know, I did have a few little boosts here and there, but nothing as big as this. In one case, he gained 22,000 subscribers over a couple of weeks. Like, this is sort of Mr. Beast sort of shit. You know what I mean? Mr. Beast does that. Huge YouTubers do that because they've got such a huge reach, and they reach millions upon millions of people. This is just solid proof that he is buying the engagement, and the people he's using are offsetting that. Now, one of the biggest fears I had, and I don't know if I really should talk about this, but I'm going to, is I was always worried that they were going to buy views for my Fear Junkie channel. And the reason why I was worried about that is because you need to let the algorithm find your audience. Now, when you go and buy the views, you're paying these people who have bots, and they watch anything. So this one bot account out of, thousands, this one bot account has watched a golf tutorial because that person paid them, some other dodgy influencer, maybe a shitty rap video, and then they've gone and watched your content. So the YouTube algorithm, how it does these things is it doesn't look at your video, it looks at who's engaged with it. And this is why he's not successful, because he's impatient and he's not letting the algorithm do its thing to find his supporters. Now, I don't believe there's a big supportership in what he does anyway. So I think he's failing anyway. But to see these analytics, it's hilarious that he's cancelled the campaign. And I'm wondering what video he deleted. Very curious. I'm wondering if it's a Jen Couture one where he's made up more lies. But whatever it was big enough for him to just scrap it. Nobody fucking deletes a trending video. Nobody does that. And it was literally trending at that time, and you can see it by the spike. It's like, let's just pretend that he's got real engagement, which he doesn't. You've just posted a video, it's trending. You think you're going to delete that? Of course you're not. That's proof right there. Just before we dive back into the bullshit that is this man's platform, I want people to just have a quick look at the subscribers now. Evenly, most of them come through. We're getting solid even numbers here. Not on all of them. Some of them, there are some real subscribers coming in, but you can definitely see the fake ones, the fake subscribers. You can see how evenly they come through. It's ridiculous that anybody believes this man. And then you shoot up to the views gained per video, and you can see, yeah, they can go down to the lowest digit, 22,621 and all that sort of shit. They can do that. That's not the case here. He's buying the views. He's not popular, ladies and gents. I hate to break it to you. In the lawsuit, and I didn't go over it as much as what I wanted to, and I really should have, because it talked about him paying for media coverage. So when you see Sportskeeda and all these dodgy news web publications posting stories about things that are happening, and they've got links to Dinesh's TikTok account and Tizient's. Tizient is another one that does it. And I actually proved this to a very large TikTok content creator, because they were talking about it was a golf situation. These lesbians were arrested for kissing on a golf course. Tizient covered it, and it made Sportskeeda. And this very large TikTok content creator thought it was real because of that. You got two sources of media coverage here. You got Sportskeeda and you got Tizient. Now, the Sportskeeda news article had a backlink to Tizient's video. When I tracked down that story where it come from Reddit. It wasn't true. And when I looked at who the journalist was, I found them on LinkedIn. They had about 6 connections. They're not real journalists. Tizient had paid for that news article to be run. And the reason he did it is because he wanted that backlink to his TikTok account, because backlinks are very important for channel authority and SEO, which is search engine optimization. I've talked about multiple times in my videos. This is why Dinesh and these creators are writing fake news articles on their victims and putting backlinks in there. And it is adding to more harassment on the plaintiffs, because other people outside of TikTok are seeing it. That's the reality of it. They see these videos, they see these news articles, and they go, oh, this guy's covered it. I'm going to go and look at his videos, not knowing that Dinesh and Tizzy are the people that are paying for these news articles. And I got sent a list, a fucking long list of all the publications Dinesh has paid, and they all range from like $5 to $15. Like, it's very cheap for him to do this. So he's sitting at home writing these news articles to put backlinks to his videos in them. Now, the reason why I owned his name on YouTube is there's a difference. There's a difference between the quality of backlinks. So Dinesh doing this is getting very low quality backlinks to his channel. And that's why, like, when you typed in That Danesh Guy on YouTube at that time, my Feud Junkie videos were popping up pretty much first. It's because I was the dominant creator that was covering his fucking name, even though he owned it, because I had the channel authority. He didn't have it, even though he's got this huge following, apparently. A quality backlink would be like if he got covered by Rolling Stone, and they had his TikTok in it. That is a very high quality backlink, not Sportskeeda. Sportskeeda is rubbish. But another reason they do that, to get a blue check mark on TikTok, like, you need to have coverage outside of TikTok. So they're faking it. Now, I know he said, to buy followers, and if you bought followers, you won't get the blue check mark. Not true. TikTok has blue check marked fake accounts that were fake accounts of celebrities. They've done this multiple times. I covered it in a video. So the things he says are not true. And besides that, it was noted in the lawsuit that he has bought followers, and he hasn't denied it. And they want to know how many followers he's bought, and they basically want a list of it. Now, that list is going to be fucking long, because it's hundreds of thousands, if not more, he's bought. We remember when him and Savannah Sparks were buying them. They had to shut their account down. They went private because people were pointing it out in real time as it was happening. So they quickly privated their accounts, and they come back with this made-up story about, these mass reporting bots were fucking, getting on our accounts, and they were mass reporting us, and not only us, like, they were mass reporting, like, people that followed us. Like, he always tries to do that. He tries to make himself to be a hero, so I had to shut it down to really stop the mass reporting of not only me, it wasn't only me, but it was my followers. They're doing it to the followers as well, you know? Like this guy's such a fraud. He always tries to make out like it's not about him, but look at the things he says. This is why my platform's so important, you know? No, he's saying he's important, you know? He is the platform, okay? Like he's trying to tell everybody how important he is. He's a narcissist. You know what I mean? I don't think anything I do is super important. I think what the lawyers do that go after these people is important. I think what law enforcement should be doing and I think are doing in the background is important. And I do think that the victims and the people that I particularly worked with when I first started, I think they're important because they have all the information. You know, I would never have gotten the information if it wasn't for them because a lot of the stuff had been deleted. You know, they were trying to sweep it under the rug as they went. But, you know, the reality is the lawsuit that is against Dinesh now, and I do believe he's going to lose, that was built by hundreds of people, maybe more. You know, Patrick Traynor could never have done that on his own either. It was all the people contacting him, giving him the videos, giving him the screenshots, telling him the backstory to bring him up to speed, which is very similar to what happened with me because I'm not from TikTok. You know, I didn't know about the communities. I'm not even a fucking social media person. So I had to learn about social media and TikTok at the same time. It was these people that helped me. And I'm very thankful because I think it's an important story and I do want, you know, look, I think over time it's going to gain more, I guess, exposure is probably the best way of putting it. Like right now, like, you know, the proof is in the pudding. You know what I mean? If these people were super famous, like anybody that covered them, anybody that ever said their name would be blowing up outside of TikTok. You know what I mean? Like the people that have covered him in TikTok that you see get views, look at their content. They don't just cover them. They cover, like they maybe made a video or two on them, but they cover other shit. You know, and people follow them for that. That's all it is. Like people look at them and go, oh, how pathetic. And here's another thing, and I'm going to end on this note, is that these people are drug addicts. And when they do sober up at some point in the future, when they do sober up, whether they go to AA or whatever, AA is Alcoholics Anonymous, whatever the drug one is, right? They're going to hit this moment of clarity where, oh shit, they realize all the things they've done. Now, all the things they've done are immortalized in fucking videos that people have either still on their platforms or on their hard drives. Like, how fucking embarrassing. You're going to have to live with that shit. I don't think a lot of you will be able to because the stuff you have done is cringe as fuck. It really is. Like Dinesh getting up there saying the shit he says. Like, how embarrassing. Like, I really feel sorry for his kids. They're going to get to, like, you know, their teenage years and see their dad acting like a total fucking dweeb on social media, making up lies. I'm Middle Eastern brown man and all this sort of shit. And they're trying to, Sarah Comrie is trying to have these black teens murdered. Just the dumbest shit. It's embarrassing. And the way you grift on there begging for money, you know. And the junkie fucking TikTokers, the fake conservatives as well. You're another bunch. Like, how embarrassing. You're going to sober up one day because you're either going to run out of money for gear and you're going to be forced to, and you're going to have to live with that. You're going to have to live with the fact that these videos are circulating the internet and at some point your kid's going to grow up and fucking see them. Oh, God. You fucking enjoy that when it happens, all right? Hopefully I'll see you in the next one. This has been the Arlene Shervin show, by the way, on Social What Justice. So I forgot to say that at the start. I'm Arlene Shervin, and this is my show. So hopefully I'll see you in the next one.